All right, let's dive into something that really flips our whole culture of self-improvement completely on its head. It comes from the yoga of natural rest, and it asks a pretty profound question about all the hard work we put into being better.
I mean, think about it. We live in a world that is constantly yelling at us to hustle, to grind, to become the best version of ourselves. But what if that very quest is actually the thing that's keeping us stuck? What if all that endless doing is just a big distraction from simply being?
Just feel that for a second. That quote, it just captures this incredible sense of relief. Imagine, after your whole life of trying to fix yourself, someone tells you there's actually nothing you need to do. That one idea, well, it's the key to everything we're about to unpack.
So, let's start with this first big concept, the myth of doing. This is that deep-down, unconscious belief that we're basically a personal identity that needs constant maintenance, constant upgrades, and constant fixing.
You know what I'm talking about, right? We're always trying to cultivate the good parts of ourselves. Be more patient, be more productive, and at the same time, we're trying to get rid of the bad parts, be less anxious, less lazy. We treat ourselves like this ongoing project that needs to be managed. But the thing is, this project never, ever ends.
And this is just the perfect metaphor for the problem. As long as we believe we're this bundle of traits that needs fixing, we spend our entire lives on this hamster wheel. There's always one more thing to improve, so we never feel like we've finally arrived or become a good person. So if we're not this never-ending project, then what are we? This next part offers a really radical alternative. It contrasts what we think we are with what this teaching says we really are. Okay, so on the left here, that's the familiar story. We're a person, we're stuck in a body, we're just this messy collection of traits that needs constant work. But look at the right. That's a totally different perspective. The idea is that we are a vast, all-inclusive awareness that was never broken in the first place. The shift is from seeing yourself as this limited identity to realizing you're a boundless reality. And this awakened awareness, it's not some far-off mystical goal you have to achieve. The teaching says it's the very essence of who you are right now. It's the source of every single thought, feeling, and perception you have. Think of it this way. It's the screen that the whole movie of your life is playing on, not just one of the characters in the film.
So how did we forget this? I mean, how did we come to believe we were this limited little someone? Well, the source uses this really powerful story about a fictional person named Chris to explain how we learn to build our very own prison of beliefs.
It all starts at birth. We come into the world as just pure awareness. Then, someone stands over our crib and starts saying, "Chris, Chris, Chris." And eventually we learn, okay, I am Chris. Then we learn all the rules for being Chris. Boys don't cry, girls are supposed to be nice, these are your toys, this is your religion. And before we even know it, our entire life becomes about managing the character of Chris. And that's really the heart of it. All of these points of view that we just inherit about who we are, what men and women should be, what's right and wrong, they become the invisible bars of a cage. We spend our lives living as a puppet to these ideas, instead of from our true, unconfined nature. Okay, so if we're stuck in this prison of doing and believing, how do we get out? This is where the teaching offers what it calls the most profound and ultimate instruction. And honestly, it's shockingly simple. The instruction is simply this: natural rest. It's not about forcing your mind to be quiet or trying to achieve some special state. It's actually about letting go of the search. It's allowing your awareness, which is already present, to just be, without trying to fix, change, or improve a single thing. The source is really emphatic about this. It claims that this one instruction to just rest without seeking has awakened more people throughout history than any other. It's the key that unlocks the prison, not by breaking down the bars, but by helping you realize the door was never locked in the first place. So what happens when we stop all that striving and just start resting? I mean, what does life even look like on the other side of the hamster wheel? Well, the final part of this teaching describes this natural unfolding of just profound joy and compassion. I absolutely love these metaphors from the text. This isn't a compassion you have to try to cultivate. It's a riptide that's already inherent in you. And the joy isn't something you achieve. It's an infinite bottle of champagne that's always bubbling up the moment you stop trying to force it. And that's the big takeaway. The entire self-improvement project is basically built on a case of mistaken identity. We think we're the broken thing that needs fixing. This teaching suggests the goal is way simpler. It's just to recognize the fundamental awareness that has always been whole, complete, and perfect. So that kind of leaves us with this final thought. If you were to truly stop, to let go of the project of you for just a moment and simply rest as awareness, what burdens, what anxieties, what lifelong efforts could you finally set down?